we moved in our home in 1973. We were stationed out on base, and it was time to get out of the service and come make a real home. So we moved in our home in November 73. And we decided that, I told my husband, I said, look, Jim, we can't keep going to the Navy Chapel. We have to have a home church. So we made the rounds of all the churches in the neighborhood. Every Sunday we'd go to a different church. And then one Sunday we came here. And when we walked in the door, it was like home. It just felt so good to be in this church. And the minister was so personable and funny and just a really nice guy. And he had quite a few children, and his wife was real nice. And he came to the house to visit us and talk to us. So we came out, and here we were really enjoying this minister. And after about 3 weeks, he stood up and told us he was leaving. Well, that was really upsetting because he was one of the reasons we joined. So then we got another minister, and I don't remember all these ministers' names, but some of the ones that I do remember, now that I'm here, I can't remember them. But Pastor Charles, he stood out with me. Pastor Charles, he was a person that got us interested in the Bible studies in that 40 days, whatever it was called during that time. And he called at the house and said, I'm starting up this 40 days of purpose. I think it's something like that it was called.
Wasn't that Bruce?
No, that was Pastor Charles. And he called us at home. And Jim, he's always gone to church, but he's kind of standoffish. So I said to him, this is Pastor Charles on the phone. He wants us to go to the 40 Days of Purpose. Would you care to join? Well, I think because it was Pastor Charles that called is the only reason he agreed. So I felt really good about that. And we went through that. And then was one Sunday, well, actually I should go back. One Sunday before Pastor Charles was here, Pastor Bruce was here. And I don't know if you remember, but we were having a mission day that day. And he closed up all the doors. He says, you're not going to get out of the church unless you go through the fellowship hall. And when you go through the fellowship hall, you need to sign up for something before you leave out of there. Well, I worked, so I could never join in on a lot of the stuff that was going on at the church that time because everything seemed to be during the day. So anyway, I walked in, and there was a joy circle. And I started talking to the ladies, and John Annie, everybody, John Annie wants everybody. She goes, you can be in our circle. She says, we need you, we need you. I said, well, what time do you meet? And she told me. I said, well, I think I can handle that. So I joined that circle, and it's been the light of my life. I have enjoyed that circle so much, and I've gotten involved in other things that I have done around the church. And we have wonderful people, wonderful ladies. Men are good too, but the ladies that I work with, and we have a wonderful men's club. I can't believe all the things that the men do around this church. And our ladies, we do a lot. Our UMW, we're just always busy, and it's just a gratifying feeling. And I've always loved the music, and you especially, Patty. You have such a beautiful voice. And Jamie, when she came to this church and she started singing, oh my gosh, it just goes right through me. The spirit, Sunday when she was up there singing, I could not believe my ears or my eyes. It was like an angel standing up there singing this song to us, and it just really so gratifying. And Pastor Riley, oh, he's the best. He will do anything, anything for you. He doesn't question. We'll have Young at Heart, and honestly, he's out there in the middle of it. He's in the kitchen. He's cleaning up the dishes. He's bringing in food. You name it, and he's out there doing it. And he doesn't leave till it's all done. And it just really makes me feel good when I can come to our church and see how everybody just joins in. In our youth department, oh my heavens, I'm in awe of them every time they have a get-together and watch them work. Patrick has been so good with those youth. He has them trained. I tell you, this one day, it was during Frolic, I think, and we were outside with our tables, and it was raining. And he had the awnings up, and the kids were moving the awnings around, and he says, "Okay, come on, guys, we have to move this awning." And everybody got one of the poles, and he goes, "Okay, 1, 2," and they all walked in unison and took that right where it was supposed to be. And I thought, man, I cannot believe this guy. I mean, Patrick has been just awesome with these children. And Isaac, oh my heavens. When he first came to church, I was greeting that Sunday when he and his mom came through. And, he's, I don't know, maybe 7 or, well, he's older than that, maybe about 10 or so. And, you know, whenever everybody comes in, I want a hug. So I said to him, I said, "Are you going to let me hug you?" I don't think so. I mean, I could just feel it, you know. Isaac would not hug me. I mean, if I would touch him, but he would always kind of pull away from me. And then all of a sudden one day I looked, and Isaac was not that little boy anymore. He's a nice young man that's so full of manners. I mean, he's a wonderful person. I cannot believe the talent that comes out of him. And the song that he wrote recently, he needs to get that recorded so we can all have a copy. It's just wonderful to be involved in such a wonderful group of people that we have here in our church. I just love it.
What an